Good morning. How's this for a pretty aurora picture? Okay. In a comment thread, I was just reminded of something, and I thought I'd make a quick video on it. I talk about going into heart all the time and distinguishing between being in heart and in head. And there's something I've gotten so used to that I've just been assuming around it, and it's this. When you go into, or when I go into heart, um, a lot of times there's an energy. I just center my energy in my chest, and there's a really good feeling when you connect with heart. It's kind of like an opening, an energetic opening into your middle. But sometimes there will be what feels like a negative energy there. And that builds up over time from not paying attention to you. And so it's like your inner self has a message for you. And when we don't listen, it gets louder and louder and louder energetically until it's almost shouting at you. And, I mean, the way we've been brought up, trained, and programmed is to ignore, repress, suppress, run away, distract, medicate, whatever. And so we're not used to listening to ourselves. And so when you put your attention in your central chest area, in your heart, you feel something negative there, that's not your heart. That's energy that it's showing you that you need to see and pay attention to. There's no doing that's involved. It's just a be with it thing in learning to love yourself. It's just to lovingly be with it and look at the energy. Just look at it. And what happens for me anyway is that as I watch it, I begin to get a sense of where it's emanating from, what's behind it. I mean, you look at the surface and it looks yucky and most people turn away. Well, don't turn away. Just keep looking. And just determine that you're not going to run. What I have found, and these are just words putting on how I'm working with it. You'll come up with your own, okay? But the way I have conceptualized it, and I admit this is a conceptual thing, is that your inner self has a message for you and you haven't been listening. Or you have, and it's the next day and or the next hour and it's a different message. It's whatever energy is up to be dealt with. The thing that's most important is what's being presented to you there. And I journal it sometimes. Mostly, though, I just look and watch and see what's under it. And it might be several hours sometimes that I'm with a certain energy. And you can do other things as well. I mean, the phone will ring or you can be reading or whatever, but keep a part of yourself tuned into your heart and present with that energy that's there, whatever it is. That most often it's some sort of discomfort. And at a certain point, you'll see something. Something will come clear. You'll have an aha moment. And we're not talking great big revelations here usually. It's just you'll have an understanding. Something will come clear for you. At that moment, you've mastered whatever needed to be mastered there. And that energy is freed. Most often just in the looking It's enough. Because it's just you communing with you. It's just you trying to get a message across to you. It's something that higher self wants you to see. And your heart will help you put the pieces together. As you're good about being with yourself, it'll be easier and easier just to be in heart um, when you focus there and not have anything negative to have to deal with. I don't know. I mean, I can't say how it's going to be for other people, just how it is for me, because if when you go into heart there's anything negative there at all, you're not in heart. Heart's just not a negative place. There's no judgment, there's no criticism, there's no, well, I don't know if I can say there's no sadness. You see, being in 3D, I don't care if you're illumined or not, you're going to have up and down days, up and down times. And balance is good. The more we maintain a balance, the less the extremes will be. And in the human emotions, when you have a great happiness high, you'll have a sadness low to balance it out, and vice versa. When you're with the divine emanations, the love, the peace, the joy that is the heart energy, these don't have opposites. These don't need balancing. These just are, and they're steady. But in the 3D area of emotions, you'll have the downs to balance the ups and vice versa. Don't be afraid of your downs, you know. I don't know. I spent years on antidepressants, and I tried again and again to get off of them, but then I'd find myself bursting into tears for no reason and just kind of unstable. And so I would go back to them. I can't advise anybody on anything like that. I guess it was maybe 7 years during my life that I wound up using those drugs. And I have to say they helped me through some really hellish times and uncovering stuff. This was when I was first really, oh, I don't know, I was going to say first really turning inward. We broke off communication with our real self a long time ago, and then all the programming and everything got in the way. It does what it can to get between you and your higher self, you and your heart. And so at a certain point, when we get much better at just being with ourselves, then going into heart is a breeze. It's much easier. And I don't know if this is true or not, so if it doesn't ring true for you, delete it, ignore it. Have a blessed day.